predictable style, that in good news and in not so good news, there's still a reasoned response which allows the organization to continue in its overall mission. And the fifth point is, what's the net sum of leadership, of communication, of the 360, of the ongoing education? And that, I believe, is the measure of any organization and the leadership is an ongoing positive culture. Culture may be a word that's overused, but I believe that when you have a strong culture, you have a strong positive value throughout the organization. That culture is you don't have culture today and you lose it tomorrow. That, I believe, both comes over time and diminishes over time. What's important, I believe, that has been for time immemorial is values of trust, particularly with some of the things that have happened in the profit world, but also in the nonprofit world. Integrity, such qualitative indices as a good place to work, place to learn, they care about me, that sort of thing. And the culture, at the same time, encourages different points of view. Because the flip side of that is developing a worldwide culture, and most of what we do today is worldwide, it's global, is far more complicated today. Because after all, a lot of the operative areas of businesses involve naturally many different cultures. There's a considerable amount of acquisition that's going on, so you're taking one culture and merging it with another culture. You have business partners who may be suppliers, they may be supplying ideas. A lot of small incubator companies are providing technology, and yet a leader and mid-leaders and leaders of these organizations have to be able to pull everybody together in a, quote, common feeling, common culture. And I believe that's much more difficult today to do because of that, much more of a challenge. And so some of the first 4 points that I made apply today than they did perhaps 5 or 10 years ago. So with that, I'd like to say I hope some of that made sense to you. It's a lot to cover in 10 minutes or so, and I'm encouraged from looking at some of the early work that the program that Fritz and Andrew will be doing will address some of these issues and hopefully bring strong leaders into organizations on a global basis. Thank you. I'll turn it over to Ron.
Thank you, Scott.